Hey, how's it going? Happy Homebrew Weekly. How you guys doing? I'm wearing my old friend, the bum sweatshirt, which has definitely seen better days. Look at this thing. It's all stretched. There's no elasticity. But, you know, this is the first shirt I ever wore in my very first homebrew video. So there it is. It still lives, sort of. It's cozy. It's nice and warm. Good to sleep in. How you guys doing? I got a beer review. Now, I have decided to do something which I decided before, and then I changed my mind. But this time, I'm really going to change my mind permanently. I'm going to do away with the Craig's Homebrew Reviews videos, because I'm just going to do the reviews here on this weekly video. I'm not a beer reviewer, and I as it is, I don't really watch homebrew review videos on YouTube. There's a few good ones out there who really do a fantastic, bang-up job on reviewing beers. They know all the terms. They've got all the lingo and the terminology down. But really, unless you're good at it, like really good at it, I don't really find it very interesting. So, and I'm not good at it. So I'm going to spare you guys. I'll just do it on Homebrew Weekly for you. That way, if I don't have anything to show you back here, at least I've got something to do. If somebody sends me a beer, I'll review it on here, okay? I do have one that I've had for a while, and we're going to talk about this too. This is wine. I showed you this last week. This is sent to me from Norway. This is a Dragon IPA. I didn't read this label before. It's called Dragon. Okay, this is Norwegian. I don't know if I'm going to be able. Dragon Flyer Home Brewery. Oh, Dragon Flyer Home Brewery. May 20th, 2017, this was brewed. Okay? 6.4% alcohol, 330 milliliters. Dragon IPA. Boom. Okay? And so let's get the glass that I decided to use this time. This is a cute little glass I recently got in a box full of stuff, which I'll be brewing up very soon. And actually, before I get to this, I was going to brew this. I've got it all set up here, ready to go. Everything's all cleaned up. And then I realized it calls for 1 kilogram of dextrose, which I do not have. In fact, I don't even have half a kilogram. I could have put some dry malt in, which is probably what I will do. But I don't have enough. So I'll have to go out and get some more of that before I can do it. Look at it. I had it all ready to go. Pot's clean. Everything's all set up. Anyway, okay, let's get to this beer. I haven't even, look at, there's tape. Oh boy, an unboxing. Here we go. Okay, there. See how tight this is. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Nicely carbonated. Oh yeah. This glass is cute. It kind of feels like a beer can. You see how that looks? And I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm not a product. I'm not being paid by OxyClean or anything like that. But I swear by OxyClean to clean my glasses. They're squeaky clean. They don't, have any residue, and they're just shiny. And I just don't find that there's any odor or anything like that. Dish soap, you never know what they put in it to help the dishes dry better. Some sort of a sheeting action or a drying agent. I don't think that's good for the beer. So this doesn't have anything in it other than OxyClean, which has been well rinsed off. And let's get to this before I get too thirsty. Here we go. There we are. Okay, let's get this. Give this a whirl. Dragon IP. Dragon? Is it Dragon or Dragons? Dragons IPA. From Olé. I forgot to mention their names. Olé, and or Ola, I think they pronounce it over there. Who sent myself, and a friend some home brews, and we tried some of them on our casts on Friday nights and Friday afternoon and Friday nights, respectively. Thank you, guys. Let's give this a whirl. Oh yeah, baby, it's good. It's got a beautiful floral nose to it. Nice floral hops in this one. I just drank the stuff. Let's give it a whirl. Cheers, 17. Okay. Very, very good. Very nice. Not overly hoppy. It's got a nice, of course, this has been sitting around for a while, right? So it may have been hoppier when they first sent it to me. It's got a nice, pleasant malt flavor. It's not all that bitter. It's got a slight floral flavor to it. It's fairly mild. It's very sessionable, if you will. Of course, being 6.4% alcohol, you wouldn't be sessioning for very long, I don't think. But this is awesome, and it's got a nice foam on it, beautiful stuff. It's nice and clear with that chill haze that we all get in our beers. Some of us do, most of us do, unless you know something secret that you do when you're doing your sparge. Or something with temperatures, but this is really awesome. I don't want to dwell on it because I don't know how to review beer. I just don't. I don't have all the terminology, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. This is awesome. Pleasantly carbonated, well balanced. It's not a very pungent beer. It's fairly mild on the palate. It's got that nice overtone of floral hops, and all around a very nice tasting beer. I believe it's an all grain. I've had beers sent to me from, excuse me, carbonated from a couple of provinces over, and it didn't make it here, but all the way from Norway. Beautiful stuff. You know, I've got some friends who'd like to send me some wine from the States, and I don't know how to tell them to do that. They're afraid that it'll get confiscated or something or whatever. If you guys know anything about how to send alcohol or wine or whatever, you know, across the Canadian border from the States, let me know. Now, this is the wine that I brewed from that big box that all you do is you just pour the juice into the fermenter and let it rip. I ended up with 25 liters. Now, look, you can see there's absolutely no headspace. I've racked it into a secondary. And what happened was, where is that? Down here. I ended up with extra. I was sitting there watching it siphon, and all of a sudden it started coming out the top. I was like, uh-oh. So I got one of these, and I quickly, it's not very clean. I didn't have any time. I just rinsed it really quickly. I didn't even sanitize it because I had the fermenter hose. I had the siphoning hose in my hand, and I had it stopped with my finger. Couldn't do anything. So I've got it in here. I don't expect this to, I don't expect to finish it like I'm going to do this. I'm just going to drink this. It's almost all the way fermented. And as a matter of fact, it is drinkable just to try it. Of course, I don't, it's not going to be the way it's supposed to be. But we can get double-fisted here. Yeah, I'm not going to try and keep this one going to the end because it's not going to last. This was not sanitized, so I'll just sip on it. It's not bad. It's drinkable. It certainly doesn't taste horrible. It certainly gives me an idea of what this, wine is going to taste like. It's got a nice aroma. It really does. It's far from finished. Let's give it a whirl. Kind of bitter. Still not done yet. I can taste the oak chips that went into this. Definitely has that flavor. I can tell, because I've done this before, that this is going to be a nice wine. Very nice. I can tell by the stage it's at right now that this has got another couple weeks in this carboy, and then it's going to get transferred to a third carboy to sit for another while, or while I add the finalizing things. This is it's a Amarone is the name of it. There's the labels that came with it. I'll just let you guys look at that. I think I'm definitely going to bottle this wine. I'm not going to just drink it from the carboy like I sometimes do when I'm lazy. I'm going to bottle this up nice, and I'm going to put these labels on. I think I'm going to give a couple away to some local friends, and I want to give one to my mom because she's given me some bottles of wine in the past. When I'm short, I go down, Mom, can I get a bottle of wine off you? Sure, sure, Craig, just change my light bulbs in the kitchen for me. We make it. We work out a deal all the time. So I'll bring a bottle down to her, and it'll be wonderful. I can't wait for this to be ready. But you see, it's right up to. I mean, wow. I hope that's all right. You got a heat belt on there just to keep it warmed up, because it's cold down here. It's winter. Got lots of snow outside. I guess it might be getting around time for a little walk with the GoPro, maybe, out in the snow. It's been a heck of a winter so far. I know some people have storms and blizzards and all this kind of stuff going on. We've been fairly lucky. We haven't had too bad of weather, but yeah, there's lots of snow. So, double-fisted. Yeah. There we go. Good beer. Now this definitely tastes better than this, because this isn't ready yet. So, but it's certainly something that if, instead of wasting that, I'll just sip on it with dinner or something like that. It's fine. It doesn't taste bad at all. So, oh, that's good stuff. Homebrew, you gotta love it. Underneath this shirt, I have another shirt. Don't worry, I got one underneath. Got the old beer shirt on. There you go, from tgtshirts.com, and that's where you can buy my shirts as well. And lots of people have been buying them, which is great. I thank you very much. There's 3 different styles out there for you. Helps me out when you do buy them. And of course, when you wear them somewhere and someone asks you what it is, of course, there's a little bit of an advertisement for me as well. I really appreciate that. I got to keep this channel going. So that's how we do it. I just kegged a Cooper's Amber Porter, is it? What, I can't remember what the heck it is. Is it this thing here? Ruby Porter. Ruby Porter. And so that's in the keg right now, carbonated. I guess I could go get some. I mean, we've done that before. We've got some time left. Let me pause this. I'll go get a little bit. That will be triple fisted. How's that sound? I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Ruby Porter, Simple Cooper's Kit, 5 and 7. I believe I used the yeast that came with the can, because I lost my yeast strain, my USO 5. I was careless, but I'll get another one going soon. Okay, so we've got interesting here, an all grain IPA and a extract, simple one. So it's good stuff. People ask me, do you get drunk a lot? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Doing these darn videos. Okay, cheers. There's a difference. I mean, obviously there are different styles of beer, but other than the style difference, there's definitely a difference in quality. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. I'm telling you right now, if you know how to brew and you got good, sanitation and temperature control and all that kind of stuff, there's no reason why you can't make good beer out of extracts. The reason why this one is better is it's cleaner, and it has a better hop profile, and just all around seems a better quality beer. But you know what? I'm not trying to make a direct comparison between extract beer and all grain beer, because these are 2 different styles of beer for one thing, 2 different yeasts, and this beer is only a week and a half old. This is 9 months or whatever it is old, or more. So, I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just saying that in the same ballpark, they're both good beers. And I've been doing this for years. I've been toting this for years and telling you that you don't have to go this route to make good beer. That if, everyone's different and everyone has their own desires, and lots of people want to tinker and do this stuff because it's fun and you can make your beer your way. You know exactly what went into it. And when you do proper brewing, when you do it properly, it's fantastic. My all grain beers have been fantastic. I haven't done all grain in a while, but they were good. And it was only my first, second, third, I was new at all grain a few years ago. And my first batch ever was amazing. So, you get good results as long as you do things right. So I'm not trying to say these are, on par with each other. I'm just saying that whichever way you choose to go, or anywhere in between, it's all good. And you should be able to get good results. If you're not getting good results, there's probably a reason other than, the method that you're using. So, but of course, if I was to choose between these two, if someone was going to give me 5 gallons of beer and it was going to be one of these, of course I'd choose this one. But if certainly nothing wrong with this at all. I'm just fooling around, guys. Triple fisted. Thank you so much. I'll finish these and I'm pretty much done for the night. Maybe I'll have a couple more, sit down and watch some YouTube. But I really appreciate you joining. I have, after we do this, next week when I get the damn dextrose I need, I will be brewing up a kit there's 2 of them actually, that I got sent to me a while back. And I have a box down there with a bunch of stuff in it too. So I haven't forgotten about all this. And it certainly is, easy to do. They're all extract beers, I believe, with grains. So it's not a big, production. It'll just be you and me on Homebrew Weekly doing some beers. I'll do a couple of actual homebrew videos like I used to. Remember those? Yeah, I'll do one of those. I'll do a couple of those just for fun. So we get into a little more details as to, what I'm doing, and I'll try to rehash some of the stuff that I've been teaching over the years, because some people are new to the channel and they haven't seen all my videos from the past. So we want to make sure we keep the information up front for everybody so that they don't have to go back and watch all my stuff. Of course, I don't mind if you do, but just to keep things up front so that whoever watches this new stuff still gets the information that they need to brew some good beer. I'm not the best brewer in the world. I don't know who is. I'm sure there's people out there that have just amazing setups and they've got all this knowledge and everything, and you can tell them which grain, they can tell you which grain is this and which that, all this stuff from memory. I'm just a basement brewer, really. I'm just a guy who, found out that the price of beer in Canada where I live is expensive, and I refused to pay that. And when I found out that I could make beer like this for like a third of the price of buying beer, and I can make this in about half an hour, 5 gallons of it, I'm pretty much, I think you can, pretty much guess, why I'm actually doing this. Because it's cheaper and it tastes better than the normal canned beer I buy from the store, which is the cheapest beer I can find, which is about $37 for 24 cans, I guess. It's quite expensive. And that's the cheapest kind. That's the really bad beer. It's not even the good beer. So you can imagine this is better. If you've never done one of these extract kits with the yeast, with the pre-hopped, try one. But the thing I want to make sure I stress to you is use good yeast. I don't particularly prefer to use the yeast that comes with these pre-hopped beer kits. In my experience, if you use a good yeast like a Dan Star, a US SO5, or some yeast that is good quality, it brings this up a notch. I'll tell you right now, it absolutely does. I'm not as happy with this as I would have been if I had had a good strain of the USO5 yeast that I had earlier last year. So that's just a little bit of a tidbit for you. Try it. You can't knock it till you try it. If your beer prices are extraordinary like mine are, this is definitely worth it. And if you have the time and the space and the wherewithal to go ahead and purchase all the equipment and all that stuff, then of course you're going to do this. I think everybody should try Algrain at least once, and just that way whether it's something that you want to continue with or step back down to some other method. You know what my favorite method of brewing is? Well, it's somewhere in partial extract, mini mash area. Those are 2 slightly different methods of brewing. They're very similar, but one of them requires steeping some grains. Mashing some grains. There's a difference. One of them requires mashing grains at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, and the other one requires just steeping grains like a tea bag. which is, a lot easier, and you don't have to worry about the temperature. Both of those methods are awesome for making good beer. They're fast, they're simple, you don't need anything extraordinary to do them. I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about this many, many times. I've been criticized, I've been praised, I've been called all kinds of names, whatever. I've done all 4 methods myself, and there are definitely reasons for each and every method there is. Each one of those methods of brewing has its place in somebody's home, and they're there for a reason. All of them are being widely used by a lot of people. It just depends on who you are, the time you have, how deeply you want to get into this. And mostly, I think the reason why you're making beer is it because you live in a small apartment and you're in college, and you just can't afford to buy beer, but to make this is so much cheaper, but you don't have a lot of space, and you're trying to study your ass off, you don't have a lot of time. Boom, pre-hopped extract is your friend, right? If you've got weekends to spend some time in the garage, and you've got lots of time and some friends, and you've got the interest enough in it to do that, then you go all grain. Somewhere in between there, it's really up to you. And that's the beauty of this hobby, is that you can choose how you do it. And far be it from anybody to look down their nose at you and go, no, you can't do it that way. That's rubbish, and I've been through this. I've been doing this for 11 years now, this video stuff, and I've been through it all. I've been criticized. I've been called all kinds of names, but the bottom line is that it's up to you. It's not up to him. It's not up to her. It's not up to them. It's up to you how you brew your beer and what method you use. And if you're enjoying your product, it doesn't matter how you made it. Just make it. That's all that matters. All right, guys, I'm getting loaded here. I got to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Please thumb up the video if you like it. Subscribe, spread the video, share it, do whatever whatever you want with it. But I really appreciate your support. And I will be back next week with this baby. Let's do that up. That's a real simple one. So stay tuned. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Awesome beer. 17.